Welcome everybody from wherever you're joining from. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you so much for being here this evening. Wow, who's here? Let's have a look.
Everybody can put in the chat where you're from.
The lines. Can everybody hear me okay?
Hold on, everyone. Hold on.
Something's happened.
Okay, I just muted everybody. Hold on. There you go. Okay, can unmute. Sherry can unmute.
Okay.
Welcome, everyone. We just would love if you would put in the chat where you're calling from.
Wow, New Hampshire. Welcome. My name's Kay, everybody. So glad to see you all here. Gigi from Netherlands. Harriet from Kampala, Uganda. Wow. Hi. Ruth from Ireland. Lorena from California. Welcome. Kerry from the UK. Zimbabwe. Hi, Harriet. We've got Nairobi. We have USA. Wow, we have house full tonight. I'm loving it. Tanit from the UK. Daniel from Zimbabwe. Thank you all for being here this evening. We have something phenomenal lined up for you.
Welcome, everyone. I'm just going to help. I'm going to help Kay because she's letting people in too. So that you guys, Sherry Sharman saying hi to everyone. So excited you're here. And this is a good time. I'm sending out messages to everybody around the globe. So please
get your team here. You don't want to miss this. Do your last minute messages.
Okay, Kay, I think we go ahead and get started now.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Sherry. Hello, everybody, once again. My name's Kay. It's lovely to have you all here. And if I could just ask everybody before we start to mute your microphones so that we're not disturbed while we're taking in all the information that's going to be delivered to us tonight. And again, my name's Kay. I'm from the UK. That rhymes, Kay from the UK. I'm a mum of 3, full-time corporate worker, and of course a part of this huge family of ours. So glad to be a part of it. This family is everything to me. It's changing many lives, including mine, and I'm ever so grateful for my friend who introduced this to me a few months ago. So without further ado, tonight you're gonna hear from an incredible person who I'm going to introduce you to tonight. What can I say about him? He's my older brother. I met him via Zoom a few months ago. Then I met him in person in Greece. He is an absolute legend. He is a public speaker. He is a successful person. He made it all by himself. He's one of the co-founders of our Viago family. And like I said, he's an older brother to me. Also, through him, I met Sherry Sharman, who's here in front of you tonight, ladies and gentlemen, one of the pillars of our Viago family too. And we also met in person in Barcelona. So I met Muzafer in Greece and Sherry in Barcelona. But yeah, without further ado, I'm going to pass you on to Muzaffar Nasby from the United States, who's going to give us some phenomenal information tonight. And yeah, be ready with your pens and notepads and be a sponge. Soak it all in. Thank you.
Thank you, Kay. And actually, if you guys don't mind, I appreciate it. And it's so good to see you. I love starting from what my mom taught me is ladies first. And you know, I know that Sherry's here and she knows the direction that we're headed with this Zoom today, Sherry. And I know that you're excited about this. It was a mastermind between you and I would love for you to say hello to everyone, share with everyone, talk about why this Zoom is going to be important for their business. And anything else that you would love to add, Sherry. I'm just doing finishing touches and I'm ready. Like I'm ready. I think my shirt's really ready because now it's like it's almost trying to hypnotize you guys from the way I see it on my camera. But Sherry, I'll turn it over to you now. Before I do, I got to tell all of you this. Some of you know who she is. Some of you don't know who she is. And so I don't want to just say, I'm going to turn it over to Sherry. I almost took for granted that all of you know. And I tend to think that because I'm on so many Zooms with her now, I tend to think that everyone knows who she is. And sometimes people don't. And I'll just tell you this. So Kay said some really nice things about me. And before this Zoom started, we were having a conversation. So I grew up in the United States. My dad is East African. He's from Uganda. I know there's a lot of people from Uganda that's on here. I see so many people from all over Africa, Uganda, Zimbabwe. I know there was just a beautiful training in Harare. There was so many great things happening in Africa, which makes me so happy. And I want you to understand that what's going on right now is people are dreaming again, and they've got hope, and they're wanting to build something for them and their family. And everyone's wanting an opportunity that's real. Well, that's been the case for many, many years. For my dad and my mom, when they were forced into a refugee camp and forced out of Africa, what ended up happening is my parents got to Canada when we were very little. We didn't have any money. We only had one suitcase. We left everything back in Uganda. My family buried money into the ground because they were not allowed to leave with money. So when we got to Canada, the goal was to create a better life somehow. And my dad ended up working in a factory. And I was told my whole life to become successful, I needed to go to school. And I got lucky to get to university playing sports. I had a chance to play American football. And after that, I thought I was going to be a professional American football player, and it didn't happen. And I was hurt. I was at a point where I didn't know what I was going to do. Maybe some of you were at that point before you saw Viago. Maybe you were at that point earlier on in life and you've tried different things. I don't know. What I know was a friend of mine took me to a meeting, literally picked me up, not physically picked me up, but like they drove their car over to my house and then told me to get in. That's what I mean. And took me to a meeting. And that company that I saw at that time was the fastest growing privately held company in the United States of America. Now, that company had 400 offices throughout the United States alone. And when I went to their company convention, like you guys had a training in Africa, we have a big training happening in Dubai, which I hope everyone on this Zoom is going to be at. I hope if you're in Africa, you're coming to Dubai. I hope you're in Europe, you're coming to Dubai. I hope if you're in Asia, you're coming to Dubai. I hope if you're in the United States, you're coming to Dubai. Like Dubai is going to be massive, massive. There's going to be a phenomenal vacation and then a training that will change your life. So I went to a training similar to what's happening in Dubai, but it was a lot bigger. There were 13,000 people there. And when they introduced the co-founder and the #1 income earner, her name was Sherry Sharman. And some of you might be going, what is she doing here today? Like what, like, yes, she retired. She made millions of dollars. She was the #1 earner. She's been top in many companies. And I didn't, like, everyone thinks that I got involved in that company and right away I met her. Absolutely not. She didn't even know that I existed in this world. And not that that has nothing to do with her. There were 13,000 people in that room. There were hundreds of thousands of people in the company. And over 80% of those people were in her organization. She had the biggest organization. She didn't know who I was. It took me years to get into her mentorship group. And one day I got invited with several other people to her house for mentorship. And when I showed up, she opened the door and hugged me as if she knew who I was. She never treated me like an outsider. She welcomed me into her house. And I sat there like a little kid with a notepad and pen, and I didn't want to leave. And she poured into me. What I mean poured into is she gave me information after information. And what I've seen over the years is everything that she's taught, she lives it. And so, Sherry, I don't tell probably the details of this story enough, but you changed my life, and I'm forever grateful. And when you said yes to Viago, I was the happiest person because I know how much of an impact you make on people. And we're going to go into a training today on the value of this getaway, which will help all of you sign up more people. It will help all of you with your retention. It will help all of you with language. But Sherry, a lot of it is conversations you and I have about the community and what we can do to make it better. And I'm so glad that you're on here with me. I'd love for you to start out the Zoom. I'll always say thank you. I also want to say congratulations on all of your successes before Viago. And thank you for coming into Viago and signing up and building a team like everybody builds a team. You've signed people up on your left side, on your right side. You've worked your way up the ranks. You haven't asked for anything special. And I'm honored to be in business with you. And I love that you're doing it all over again, where most people at your status, they wouldn't. So thank you for being you. Thank you for being here. And I'd love for you to start the Zoom.
Thank you, Muzaffar. And I am so excited because I've been letting everybody in, and I have to tell everybody that right now, Africa is dominating this call. And I mean, dominating. I'm watching all the people coming in, and I'm letting people in. Muzaffar, can you let in from here on out? Because we got constantly people coming in. But I have to say something. My career, I've always wanted to have a global team. And most of the time, even though I've been in this industry almost 4 decades, majority of my team has always been North America. And getting an opportunity to connect with people from around the globe with this call, I'm so thrilled. When we hit the 100 mark, I get super excited because in the industry, when you have 100 people on a Zoom, in your team, or at a training, magic starts happening. And that is what's going to happen on this call. We are going to have some, not only magic, but we are going to be getting people into momentum around the globe because Africa's leading the way. Last night, we got to see a lot of the pictures, and Efrosini, I love the way you lead and all the people there. And Helen, oh my gosh, so impressed. I saw Harriet's on this call. I mean, I could go through so many of you that I've gotten an opportunity to meet on escapes and at trainings, but I don't want to leave anybody out. But I just want all of you to know that I asked Muzaffar to do this call because when he started sharing with me the getaway, here I've been in this industry almost 38. I've been in 38 years, going on 39 years in this industry. When he said this, I'm like, oh my gosh, we need to teach this. We need to show everyone around the world the benefits that we have, the bonus that we have to get people to sign up in the month of November. This is going to be, for some of you, the best month of the year for you. Because when I got started in this industry, it just happened to be in November 38 years ago. And when I look at that, I go, I wish I had someone like Muzaffar teaching and training and showing people step by step on how to do this. Because the more you are educated, the more you understand that this business is amazing teamwork. And for you to excel, you can't do it by yourself. You can go Club 6 by yourself, and you can get up to some ranks by yourself. But if you want to get there fast, you need to do it with a team. And that's why I'm so excited. In Africa, congratulations on all your success in owning the leaderboard the way you have and seeing the rooms full for all the presentations that Jesse was doing, you know, when he was there in Efrosini. I mean, I'm so impressed. I look and the way everyone was dressed, and I love the fact that the majority of people on this call have their cameras on. You guys, these are the people we want to talk to. You know how hard it is to talk to a blank screen? You know, we like to connect with you. I mean, we will teach and train and show you, but at least be present, show us your face, you know, because we want you to be successful. And if I'm getting guests on a Zoom call and I don't have my camera on, your guest is going to look at you and go, do I really want to work with this person? You know, because you have to lead the way. And Muzaffar, I'm going to turn the call to you because I'm so excited for you to teach what you were sharing with me, because I believe this is a game changer. This is going to make the difference of not just going Club 6. Go Club 6 squared. Get 12. Then get 24, and then get 36, and all of this. You want security in this business, go and get as many people Club 6 as possible. So, and you know, one of the reasons why I love Muzaffar teaching and training, because he was the best student I've ever had in my career. He was the first one there and the last one to leave, taking notes. I mean, he followed the directions so much to the point that he became a master at it. And that's why that is who you're learning from right now. So just like Kay said, I got my notepad. I'm ready to go. I'm going to be taking notes, and I'm going to learn. And this is something that you want to not only learn, you want to teach it to your whole group. And if your group isn't on this call, guess what I'm going to do as soon as Muzaffar starts talking? I'm going to be sending some messages out to people that I know that are in Europe, and that I know that are in Singapore, and other people around the world that aren't on this call, because I don't want them to miss it. It's different watching a recording than it is being live, because you get to see everyone's expressions. You get to be a part of the community than just watching a recording. So I'm passing it over to you, Muzaffar. We are now at almost 150 people on this call, and we didn't give you a lot of time to promote for it, and I'm so impressed with who is here. So I'll take over from here, Muzaffar. Thank you so much, and I'll be letting people in.
Thank you. And I appreciate you. And by the way, Sherry, quick question. Have you met, did you meet Aaron? Have you met my friend, Aaron?
Yes.
Zinyanyan.
Yes.
Zinyanyan.
Yes.
Have you met Aaron?
I met him this way, but I feel like I've known him forever. I love him.
Can't wait. Let me tell you something. I can't wait for you to meet him. His energy is infectious. Like when you meet him in person, you're gonna love him. He's my brother. And you know, between Aaron and Helen, Martin, who's another leader in Africa, there's been so many rank advancements that they had, you know, and I'm excited for the new ones. Like the golds that I got a chance to leave messages for Aaron. I don't know if you know, but I left one for Enoch, for Kanan, for George. You know, they finished gold last month, Sherry. And then the new Sapphire Chenge, hopefully I said their name right, and the new Sapphire, which is amazing. And then 2 emeralds, which Nathan and Spiwe Mushambi finished emerald, which is awesome. And my dear friend, Marvelous. Sherry, Marvelous is the lady that I was telling you when I was in Greece. This lady has to go through dialysis. She flew into Greece. She flew into Greece for training. And she had to spend one day, she had to find a place to do dialysis. And then the next day came to training. Like she is absolutely amazing. And like, I'm so excited. Right. So I've, and then obviously our new Blue Diamond, Helen, and you hit it. She's amazing. But without all of them working together, and Efrosini really going to Africa over and over again, Matt Morris went to Africa, and now Jesse, and now all of us are focused on one place and one place only, Dubai. So let me tell you, all of you, right? And you know, like I said, our new ranks. And by the way, Aaron, you know, they all left me messages back. Like when I got the message back from George and Kanan and Enoch for finishing gold, just so humble, so grateful. I love the team that you guys have put together, and I can't wait to see everybody in Dubai. Man, people are still joining, so welcome. And I know everyone's going. And by the way, it's not South Africa; it's all of Africa. Just so you know. So South Africa, and I'm just helping Carrie because I used to think the same thing, my dear friend. South Africa is a country, and then all the other countries are different. So I used to call everything South Africa myself. And so just so everyone understands that there are different teams. So instead of one team, which we're one big family of Viago, I love that all the teams are working together. And that's why we can do Zooms like this, promote each other, and be happy for everyone's results. You know, UK is on here. Many places in Europe, from Netherlands, like from the UK, I see Carrie, and she's on here, and Kay is on here, and Saloni is on here. And then we've got many from Netherlands with Gigi and Leroy. I think you're in the Netherlands, my friend. I know we've got different people from different countries. We obviously, you know, are always going to have some US folks that even though I'm doing the call for the US later, I'm proud of you for jumping on today, because this means you want an international business. So let me start out. People always want to know, and this training is on getaways, but follow me on this. What does everyone come up to me, and what they want to become better at is they say, Muzaffar, can you teach me to become a better closer? Can you teach me to become a better closer, a closer, a closer? I hear it all the time. And what I tell people is, when it comes to Viago, the minute you stop worrying about becoming a closer and you focus on being the fastest sorter, that means someone that sorts. What happens is everyone wants to close the one person they're talking to. Whereas for me, I want to sort through the masses and find the ones that want it, not find the ones that I have to close into it. Now, with that being said, if I can show people value better, that's the key. Everyone wants to become a closer. A closer is someone that knows how to show value. And I'm going to explain, okay? How do you show value? How do you show value? Value is you have to talk the language of what the person is receiving. So the way that I explain it best, if I'm talking to a lady that does not care about watches, and I'm giving her examples using the quality of a watch, and I'm giving an analogy. An analogy is where you give an example that creates a picture for people to understand the point that you're trying to make. So if I'm giving an example to a lady that doesn't care about watches, about the value of the watch that I'm wearing, and I tell them, and I go, hey, listen, this business is so amazing. Everything that you're getting, it's almost as if you're getting this watch for $1,000. And someone that doesn't know the value of this watch would go, does that watch cost more than $1,000? I don't understand. What is he talking about? And so if I'm giving an example to somebody and they don't understand the example, then what I've done is I've shown them zero value. What's happening is that when we present this opportunity, it doesn't matter what country you're in, if people do not see value, and please write this down, what's in it for me? This is what people want to know. What's in it for me? And if they don't also think that when it comes to the business, that there's a transformation for them, that is possible, they're not joining. They're not joining. So I show this when I'm sorting. I try to show everybody what's in it for them. And I try to show value. So I've been doing presentations in Colombia. And when I show the Colombian presentation, let me explain this to you. In Colombia, the sign-up package is 2,280,000 pesos, Colombian pesos. If you don't know the value of this in comparison to your currency, I'm going to explain it in comparison to the US dollar. This is 450 US dollars. So that's what this is. What I'm showing people is in Colombia, for what they're receiving in return for the joint is 10 million pesos. Not in perceived value, but in actual value. Actual. So let me ask you a question. And this is Viago. Some people are going, what company is this? This is Viago. Let me ask you a question. If you can show people that what they're joining, the actual value in what they're receiving is 5 times more than what they're paying, that's going to help you increase what all of you want, which is to close. And I'm telling you to become the best person that becomes a sorter, someone that sorts. Let me tell you why there's so many differences between the two. A closer, someone that wants to close, focuses on the one person. Someone who sorts focuses on the masses. There's the difference. Your brain is already focusing on bigger numbers here than it is here. Your brain's focused on bigger numbers here than it is here. So now, what do we have to do? When we show to the masses, we have to show what's in it for them. This is what people want to know. And then we have to show them that there's a transformation for them that's possible. So now what I got to do is get you to understand about this thing called the getaway. This thing, this phenomenal gift, write it down. It's a gift that is phenomenal. Please write down the word phenomenal. It's a gift that is beautiful. It is a gift that is amazing. It is a gift that is so generous. Why am I telling you to write these words? Because that's how you need to describe it when you talk about it in your presentation. I'm going to teach you what I do. I'm going to teach you what I'm doing, and I'm going to teach you what I did. What I did when this call started, and it's recorded, so when you're listening to the recording, you can actually rewind, and you can see me do this right here for Sherry Sharman. What I didn't do was I didn't do, hey, here's Sherry to start the call. Thank you for being here, Sherry, over to you. What I did was I showed the value of Sherry by using descriptive words and describing who she is, which is called edification. So I edified Sherry, which what it did was it added value to her words. Just like I edify the getaway, which increases value. And how do I edify the getaway? By using words to describe it is the first thing. I use words to describe the getaway. Most of you go, here's a getaway. Let me tell you about a getaway. No, let me tell you about this phenomenal gift, this beautiful gift, this amazing gift, this generous gift, this incredible gift. I don't even think great is strong enough for the gift. Now, what's happening is around the world, there's 2 signups. Most of you know it. By the way, I was talking about the value of the watch. For ladies, telling you that you can have this watch for $1,000, for those of y'all that don't know what it is, would mean absolutely nothing. But if I told you that you could have a special Chanel purse that Coco Chanel has only made 20 of, and you could have that special Coco Chanel purse for $500, all of you know there's not a Chanel purse, especially a limited version of Coco Chanel. For those of y'all that follow who she is and what she's done, my wife loves her story. Understand that a Coco Chanel for $500, and if I said that to a guy would go, Coco Chanel, is that like some form of chocolate, like cocoa, like cocoa, like what is that? No, listen. So you have, when you're using analogies, you have to use an analogy that your audience is going to receive. When I went to Colombia, I talked about the game of football, not American football, but the game of football, because in the USA, they call it soccer. And that's what I spent time talking about. Believe me, we're going to have fun with that one in Dubai. I cannot wait to come to Dubai. But let me explain this right here. Okay, so let's go into Club Viago. Club Viago is a membership that you have to show value of this membership. And the membership, as I'm going to show you, there's many things inside of it that you guys are learning. Some of you have not spent the time to learn about your own product. This membership is your product. Listen, if I was to hire you, even if you know nothing about selling watches, and I was to hire you to sell this brand of watch, which is a Breitling, if I was to hire you to sell this, and I told you I don't care that you have a background in watches. What I will do is I will pay you 10,000 US dollars every month to sell these watches. What you do have to do is you have to go learn about them, and it's your job to sell them. If you do good month one, I'll keep you month two, I'll keep you month. What would you do? You would spend all day and all night, and you would start learning about this watch. You would learn about how it turns. When this turns, what's the purpose of this turning? You would learn about what the purpose of this button right here, what the purpose of this button. You would learn how to shift the date. You would learn everything about this watch, and you would start using words like beautiful, amazing. Gosh, look at the quality of it. This thing, and you would start like there was so much that you would do because you're being paid to do it. What we're being paid to do is show people what's in it for them. What's in it for them, me/them, right? Like that's if it's you, but what's in it for them. That's what we have to do. And some of you have not taken the time to learn about your membership. So you have to learn. That's not the purpose of this Zoom. What I want to do is show you one part in here, which is called a getaway. In this beautiful gift that we receive, there's two ways that we receive this gift. Number one is right now there is a promotion happening all around the world. When you sign up at the $450 package, which is called the launch package. This launch package, which is 450 USD, right? It's the bigger package of the two. So if all of you follow our business, there's a 450 and there's a 250. There's two packages that people are presenting mainly around the world. There's a $99 membership. There's a $50 membership. There's two memberships. There's two packages. There's two memberships. Now, to me, all the value to me is here, and all the value to me is here. I don't mind where people start, but you can always upgrade. If you start here, you can always upgrade. But here's my point. Right now, in the month of November, people that join with this package will receive this amazing, phenomenal gift up front. And that's where you get a getaway, is with the sign up of this package right here. Now, the second way that you get a getaway, have I already used through this pen? Oh my gosh. You know you're doing a lot of Zooms. And that's why what you do is you buy a box of these things, right? That's why you buy a box of pens. And I like the color blue. I'm going to tell you why. We're going to do many trainings over the next year. But the reason why I use blue over black is because your subconscious holds on to certain colors in a positive manner more than they hold on to other colors in a positive manner. Our subconscious does not like red. Red means stop. It doesn't like black when it comes to ink color. Just understand there's so many reasons why. I'm not going to get into it, but there's reasons why I choose blue. And I'll tell you this, Monty, for you, my friend, when you pull up to a traffic light, what color means stop? When you pull up to a stop sign, what color is that stop sign? We've been programmed since the time that we were little. When you took a test, when you take a test, what happens is that when you got questions wrong, what color did the teacher mark the wrong questions? It was either red or black. I'm just telling all of you that blue, and I'm not going to get into it. I wasn't going to get into it, but I did that for my friend Monty, right? But I'll tell you right now, blue sticks to the subconscious, sticks. That's why you'll always see me write in blue. Blue, purple, and green are 3 phenomenal colors for the subconscious. When you're writing on Zoom, the reason why I choose blue, our company color is green. The reason I choose blue is it's easier for your eyes. That's the reason why I choose blue. Even though green is great for the subconscious, blue is great, but for the physical strength of your eye, blue is easier. So again, I can go into a whole training on that, but let me just tell you, the sign up for 450 gets you this incredible gift, which I'm going to spend time on today. The second is when you're loyal. Loyalty is one of my biggest traits. When you're loyal for 12 months. And this is why you want to make sure everybody is loyal. So let's go through what this getaway actually looks like. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my computer screen so all of you can see it, because some of you have done this, some of you have not done this. So when you go on here, this is Club Viago, and you go to Getaways. So let's go to Getaways and let's click on it. And we're going to have some fun today, right? So number one, when you go here, and sometimes we all have internet issues, and it's not just people in different countries. It happens here in the US, right? Sometimes my internet lags. What you got to look for is how many getaway points do you have? And some of you guys are going, oh my goodness, Muzaffar, how did you get 5 getaway points? Because there's been promotions and I won them, or I received them, or I've been loyal. Whatever the case may be, I was loyal since pre-launch, and I got one when I signed up. Because so the point is I got 5. I have 5 getaways. So some of you don't have one yet, and that's okay. You got to stay loyal to have one. I've been very, very loyal. So now let's look at the getaways as I scroll down. Okay, resorts, hotel, cruises, Viago points. I'm going to spend time on resorts and hotels. So let's click here, right? So now when I go here, here's what ends up happening. And again, we're having some internet funness, but you're going to come up with the resort options. There's Mexico, there's dine and stay, and there's a 7-night stay. So I'm going to spend time today on these 2, the 7-night and the dine and stay. Okay. So I'm going to start with the dine and stay for my Europe friends. And Africa, you can use it too. If you want Europe as your beautiful gift, if that's what you want. Asia, if you want Europe. America, if you want Europe, it's an option. It's here for you. So when you go to this right here, this is what tends to happen, right? With dine and stay, some of you don't even know this, but it's unlimited free hotel stays for 1 full year. Now, there's a little asterisk next to free. People go, what does that mean? You pay for only breakfast and dinner for each of your night stay. Now, if any of you read that, I hope your brain says what my brain says. I'm already going to eat without this. Like anywhere that you go, don't you pay for the hotel and pay for food? I'm just asking. Nobody is going somewhere without doing that. So if your brain goes, hey, I'm already paying for food. This is unbelievable. Wait a minute, Muzaffar. Is this real? Yes, it's real. Now, for you and your traveling companion in a double or twin room, you stay 1 to 6 nights in each hotel. What does that mean? That you can book the reservation up to 6 nights. And guess what? You can even book again for another 6 nights at the same hotel. It just has to be a second reservation. But go back to the first bullet point. Unlimited for how long? 1 year. So you can book a 6 night after a 6 night after a 6 night after a 6 night, right? This is amazing. Okay. So now just understand that every one of these, the prices for breakfast and dinner are listed for each hotel separately. So everyone has a different requirement of what you need. Here are the destinations in Europe. So some of you might be going, wait a minute, Muzaffar, if I wanted to stay 1 week in Austria, And then the next week in Germany, and the next week in Switzerland, the next week in Italy, the next week in Czech Republic, the next week in, can I do that with this unlimited dine and stay? Yes. Yes, you can. Some of you might be thinking to yourself, wait a minute, why am I paying rent at my house? I could just take this and go live all around Europe, sign up people for Viago, build an international business, and the only thing I'm paying for is food? Oh my goodness. I don't have to pay TV. I don't have to pay cable. I don't have to pay any of it. I don't have to pay an electricity bill. I don't have to pay anything because I'm not even paying for a hotel sleeping room night. How amazing is that? I'm just telling some of y'all, somebody's going to go, Muzaffar, I heard you. I'm packing up tomorrow. I'm gone. Now, there's two parts here, which is choose the dine and stay, which I'm not going to do right now. I'm going to go to see live dine and stay resorts and hotel inventory. But before I go to that, even before I go to the inventory, can I show you value again? Can we go back to where we were? Let me go back to this right here. Let me go back to advanced. Let me go back to here. I'm going to let the person in the waiting room, and I'm going to go back to this right here. Multitasking, that's what we do, ladies and gentlemen. So let me just tell you this. Please listen to what I'm saying. If I was selling this right here and I was showing Viago, and especially if I lived in Europe, or if I knew I was talking to somebody that wanted to go be in Europe, like if I was talking to somebody that said, my dream, Muzaffar, is to travel throughout Europe. And some of you are going, how do you know that's someone's dream? It's because I asked them questions before a presentation. Sherry taught me something. Let me rephrase that. Sherry taught me a lot of things. One out of a lot of those things that she taught me was form. And she said, Muzaffar, remember this. People will do business with people that they like and trust. Everyone wonders how Sherry Sharman, who's never been in sales, she's not your slick salesperson, has built some of the biggest businesses in the world, is because people like her and trust her. She builds connection. She always told me, she said, Muzaffar, this business is about connections. She said, this is how you're going to connect with people. And so this is family, occupation, recreation, motivation. Now, I'm going to come back to all of this. So when I ask people questions, I find out that somebody goes, oh man, if I could just go to Europe, that would be my dream. Perfect. Now I know. I've written it down. So now when I show them this, I go, guess what? If you do, why I have people signing up at the 450, why is it the only package I show? And I'm telling you, Africa, I love you. And they're signing people up at the 250. Keep doing what you're doing if it's working for you, right? So Africa, keep doing this. You're building, you're duplicating, you're crushing it. So what I'm teaching you, Africa, is to focus on the loyal 12 months, why they need to keep their membership, why you need to keep this, why you need to stay loyal, why you need to not let it go. And what you need to do is show them the value of this getaway. So I'm going to Europe, first of all. In the presentation, I would be showing people that a 450 package, you will receive 600 points. And again, this is US dollars. In euros, it's 415 euros. Okay. But I'm doing USD. This is euros. Okay. I'm doing USD. So 600 points USD. There's more value. And then I would sit there and say, hey, listen, did you see everything that I showed you? Yes. Now you're also going to receive 36,500 euros as a gift. Can somebody who just, hold on. I got to mute somebody. No problem. So now you've got 36,500 euros as a gift for doing as a gift. And some of you are going, how? Well, I just showed you a getaway. Do you guys remember the unlimited dine and stay? The unlimited dine and stay, unlimited for 1 year. Dine and stay for 1 full. Did you guys see this in what I showed you? 1 full year, right? So let me ask all of you a question, and you can say this. Hey, Gigi, you're in the Netherlands. Can I ask you a question? Sure, Mazaffer. If you had to guess, how much would it cost for a 4 or 5-star hotel sleeping night in euros throughout Europe? Well, Mazaffer, there's no way it's going to be less than 100 euros a night. Great. So if I'm giving you 1 full year, what's 365 multiplied by 100 euros? Well, that's 36,500 euros. If you do the 450, this is our gift to you, plus the 600 points. If you stay loyal, Gigi, after 1 year, you're going to receive a second one. Or if she didn't do the 450 package, my Africa friends, if they do the 250, it's okay. You focus on why they're staying loyal. Here's a European gift that is beautiful, 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 phenomenal, amazing gift. You know, staying loyal in Viago will help you stay loyal in friendships. Staying loyal in friendships, when it teaches you how to keep a relationship. It's amazing. This business is more than just money, just so all of you know. Now, let's go back to this. I'm going to show you actual visuals. So some of you haven't even done this, and it's okay. It's my job to show you the value of this, right? So see live dine and stay inventory. So let's go here. Let's go see live dine and stay. Okay, so I get here, I click see live dine and stay inventory. So let's do that. I'm going to go right to here to the live dine and stay right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on all hotels right there. That's what I'm clicking on, is all hotels. So I click on all hotels, and here's where it comes up. Now, where do I want to go? If I was teaching my friend Gigi or Leroy that lives in the Netherlands, I would say, hey, Gigi, look at this. There's 126 options in the Netherlands. Let me ask you a question. For people that you know, do you think that they would want to test this immediately in Netherlands? Like test it? Maybe they can go somewhere, what people call a staycation, where they can go stay somewhere. Let's just click on Netherlands and let's just look at some of these places and see what it looks like. I mean, look at this one here. Sijpenbergweg. How'd I do, Gigi? How'd I do? Come on. I was close enough, right? I was close enough. Leroy, you can't laugh, but it's my first time doing this stuff. I don't speak Dutch. Come on, y'all. I'm learning this. But the point is that when you look at this and you go, let me click on this one, the Fletcher Hotel, Amsterdam. Let me click on this one. What is this one saying? Okay, 57 euros. Okay, great. Let me go back. Let me see, do I want that one? Or where else do I want to go? Hey, this one looks good. There's hiking, cycling, biking, golf, holiday in the country culture. Wow, maybe I should do a getaway where I can go golf. Let's look at this one. Let's look at, there's so many that we could choose from. Here's one in the Boulevard Hotel Scheveningen. The Scheveningen. Okay, you're gonna help me. Don't worry, but y'all understand. Look at this one. Oh my God, this one looks great. Hotel Restaurant Carlton. This one looks good. Let's just click on this one. See what this one is. I don't know. The point is that this one's 49. So I've seen some that are 30. I've seen some that are the point is you can go on here and keep looking. Now, let's go back and X out of Netherlands. Let's go to, let me see. Let's go to Czech Republic. Oh, look at this one. Hotel Villa. Oh, look at this one. See, you know why this one excites me? Because Sherry loves chandeliers. I don't know why she does, but she's a chandelier person. You thought I forgot, huh, Sherry? I know you love chandeliers. She's like my second mom. Like I know things about her. She's important to me, right? So this one is going to cost more, but this is a more expensive place to go. You know what's the most expensive place in Europe that I've seen that you have to eat food at? Was a castle. We found a castle. A castle. And somebody said, Muzaffar, I have to spend 200 euros in food per day. I said, do you know how much the castle costs to sleep in per night? Over 1,000. So you're saving $1,000, 1,000 euros per night. Yes. If you want to go stay in a castle, you're going to have to eat 200 euros in food a day. That's what you're going to have to eat to stay in 1,000 euro per night castle. I'm just telling you. Anyways, this is Czech Republic. Let's look at, there's like so many beautiful places. Let's look at, where did I see Italy? I like Italy. Italiano. Let's look at Italy. Oh, wow. Wow. Now look, some of these you may look at and go, that's not me. Okay, then don't go. Like, you don't have to go to all of these places. Find the one that is you. Like, that resort looks nice. This resort looks nice. I don't know. Let's click on this one. I don't know. To me, I'm just clicking, right? Okay, so there's requirements, right? But the actual sleeping night is going to be a lot more, but you're saving on the sleeping night. So anyways, I think you get the concept for our unlimited dine and stay. So now let's go back to this. That is for my European, sorry, let me let the people in the waiting room in. Let's go back here and let's go to this. Let's go here. Let's go here. So what are we talking about today? We're talking about value. So for those of you that are in Europe, you have two choices. One, you can build in Europe and you have excellent examples, excellent. Or you can build internationally and learn everything else that I'm about to teach. Which one works better for you? I hope most of you choose internationally. So build, that means in Europe and outside of Europe. I hope you build internationally. So number one is this. Sherry, anything that you would like to add on the unlimited dine and stay? I don't know how many times you've seen this, but I would love to get your take on that before I go into the getaway options for the 7-night stay is what I'm going into next.
Well, for one, I'm so busy letting people in because I know a lot of people have been, their Wi-Fi has been disconnecting them. So a lot of people keep coming back. So I'm going to have to watch the recording. It's so funny because I'm like so focused on letting people in, Muzaffar, and not having them miss anything. But I am so excited about this. My husband just walked in. I'm like, we're going to go do the dine and stay. I want a castle. I want to go. I want to do the castle. And who wants to go with me? Good. Let's go. Let's plan a castle trip. So this is stellar information. And you know what? I'm so impressed with how many people have been getting on, and I've been getting messages that they got to, you know, get back to their job right now, that they took a break and they're getting back in. But this we're going to continue teaching and training weekly on things like this for you around the world, because the best trained team wins. And that's why Africa is kicking everybody's bottoms right now around the world, because they're going to training, and I can't wait to see you in Dubai. So back to you, Muzaffar.
Thank you. And so let's go back to our, and some of you are asking, and I showed earlier on where you go, right? So watch the video if there's things that you've missed, right? So let's go back to Club Viago. I'm gonna do it from new, right? Let's go back into Club Viago from just entering back in, and I'll go one more time just to help everybody understand it. Hopefully you guys can see my screen. There's some delays in internet. Just be patient, and you know, it's so funny how we've become so impatient today compared to years ago. But Sherry, there's still some people that might need to be muted. If you could check that too, that would be great. So let me go back to here. Let me go back to Getaways, right? So we click on Getaways. And then what happens is that when I click on Getaways, next what I do is give it a second. You see the wheel turning. Again, that's me, and that's okay. So this takes us here. Remember, you'll be able to see how many getaway points. And if you have 0, keep your membership until you get 1. Keep your membership, please. So let's go to resorts and hotels. Okay, we go to resorts and hotels. And next, what you're going to see, because it's going to pop up, is you're going to see the options of dine and stay and 7-night stay. So I just did dine and stay, and inside of here, there's a place for you to see live inventory. Don't click the voucher unless you're ready to activate it. Okay. The thing with the vouchers is there's a one-time activation fee of $99. Just remember that. That covers the taxes, the fees that we have to pay. Plus, we're paying on top of the taxes and fees to get these getaway vouchers for you. So the company is investing money, and then the only thing the company does not want to pay is the taxes and fees that are sent to us for doing these trips, just so all of you know. So let's go to 7-night stay. 7-night stay is amazing. This is one of my favorites. So the value is between $599 and $2,000. This is us being conservative. Over 1,000 global destinations, 8 days, 7 nights. Book within 30 days, no extra cost. Upgrade fees may apply, of course, right? Accommodations, 2 to 8 people based on the unit reserved. No residency restrictions. Groups allowed based on availability. The $99 activation fees, taxes. Choose travel dates further out. Well, don't, if you want to, you can. Not included are these, right? So let's go to, so these are the countries: US, Canada, Caribbean, Africa, Asia, Australia, Central South America, Europe, Middle East. Let's look at live inventory, right? So live inventory, I've done this, and I click again, see live inventory, right? So that takes us here. What you're gonna have to do once you get here is go to learn more. Some people just go to straight sign in, and they think that you're so follow me on this. If you want to see the live inventory, go to learn more. Okay. So you go to learn more, and it takes you to this page. Right here, it says to preview 7-night stay getaway. Click on sign in. Under please sign in, put this email address. And then under password, put demo getaway 1, 2, 3, 4 exclamation point, and click sign in. Okay. So now sign in. There we go. Sign in. Okay. And now I'm here. And you're going, Muzaffar, nothing happened. It did. Look at the top. There's no more learn more. Do you guys see it? It looks like nothing happened because the middle part stayed the same, but there's no more learn more. Now it's explore resorts. So let's click on explore resorts. So choose a benefit, 7-night, apply benefit. Now let's choose a region. Oh no, let's choose Africa. Choose a destination, Africa, Egypt. Let's do Egypt. Let's do South Africa. Let's do all 4 of them. Okay. Starting date, let's do November 24th. Ending date, let me do January 21. And I'm not going to do this minimum number, I'm just going to find results. Okay. And then when I get here, I'm going to click on lowest price because I want to find ones that say no charge. That's what I'm looking for. No charge. Okay. So this is what I do. Then I go on here and I go, hey, let me look at this place. Let me see if I like this one. This is what the rooms look like. This is where it is. Do I like this one? Okay. I can take 4 people here. OCC means the number of people, the occupancy. So 4. Kitchen is partial. 7 nights, no charge. Okay. So that's how this one works. Let's go back. Hold on a second. Let's go back and let's look at this one. Wait, let me go lowest price. Let's go back. Let's look at this one. This one is in Egypt as well. Oh, look at that. That looks nice. Wow. That one's really nice. Wow. I actually like this one. Ah, look at what they did with the towels. That's really nice. Oh, this looks great. Look at the fountain. I want to do this. I can take my kids with me. Let me see this one. Okay, so no inventory found. Okay, I'm going to keep this on my mind for later. No problem. That one looked great. Okay, so now let me go lowest price again, and let's just keep looking, right? Here's one, no charge. Wow, this one looks great. Here's one, no charge. Here's one, no charge. No charge. So where are these? These ones are Egypt, right? Egypt. So we got a bunch in Egypt. I saw some other ones. Let's click on this one here. Wow, this one looks really nice. Oh, that's $279. So now you see some that have costs in them. And you go, okay, well, I don't know if I want that, Muzaffar. Do I want the one with the cost? It's up to you. You can. It's up to you. Or you can take the ones that are no charge, which is free. So this was in Africa. So now let's go choose 7-night. Let's choose region. Let's choose Asia. Let's choose China. Let's choose November. Let's choose lowest price. Here's some places in China. So if you're in Africa, do you want to go to China? I don't know. But do you want to build a Chinese team? Do you want to build a team in Hong Kong? Do you want to build a team in Singapore? Here's a bunch of no charges. Okay, now, so what am I doing? I'm showing people the value of this. Now, in Chengdu, China, I mean, this is great. This one here is beautiful. This is a nice one. And it just depends on what people want. What do they like? Where do they want to go? But when you show the value of this, let me ask you a question. What do you guys think it would cost to stay in a place where you've got a full suite? And understand, my guess is somewhere between 150 to 200 US dollars to stay in any of these places. So I'm going to show you some other ones that I already did, right? This was Vietnam, right? What would it cost to stay in this place? And this one, you can take 6 people, 4 people, no charge, December 8th through the 15th, right? Look at the pictures of this. What would it cost to stay here? And people might go, well, Vietnam's pretty inexpensive. You know, to stay in a full apartment like this, maybe $100 US, $200 US, 150. You're still talking about, after taxes and fees, over $1,000. And this is a beautiful gift added. Here's one for Mexico. Do any of y'all want to build a team in North America, South America? Do any of you know people that would like to maybe travel to Mexico? Look at this resort. This one is beautiful in Mexico. Okay, let me show you this. This one, you can take up to 10 people. No charge. So let me go back to where we were, which was, let me share my screen. Let me go back to here, over to here. And now when you're looking at a 7-night, what does the average night cost? Well, somewhere between $150 to $200. So what you're looking at is roughly $1,500 after taxes. $1,500 that you're getting as a free gift. So when somebody joins at the launch pack or even at the 250 pack, after 12 months, here's the value of staying loyal. If you do the launch pack, you're going, hey, not only are you getting 600 points, which equals 600 USD, but you're getting a 1,500, I put 15,000, sorry, got carried away with the zeros. You're getting a $1,500 vacation. This is all showing the value. You're getting a $1,500 vacation. So now what I did is I showed you Africa. I showed you Mexico. I showed you Asia, China, Vietnam. I showed you the unlimited dine and stay, which if you're selling Europe, like my friend Aaron Zinyanya, who's in the UK, Aaron can show people in the UK that they're getting a $36,000 gift, either if they sign up with the launch pack or they're getting a $36,000 gift for being loyal for 12 months. In the United States, you can say, hey, listen, the question is, do you want to, you're getting a voucher. The voucher, which is called a getaway, which is beautiful. Remember the words we're going to use. Incredible. This gift is phenomenal, beautiful, amazing, generous. You have to build the value, edify the getaway. When you show value of the getaway, you're now going, listen, there's multiple options. You can use this getaway, which will transform into a $1,500 gift, or you can use this getaway where it will transform into a $36,000 gift. Which one works better for you? That's the point. What am I doing? I'm showing people that you're getting an $8,000 watch for $1,000. I'm showing people that you're getting something magnificent. Magnificent, phenomenal. Can we mute out? Hold on. Thank you. Magnificent, phenomenal, incredible. That's what you're receiving. Now, can I tell some, like, if it was me and I was in your shoes, see, I've already been on a getaway. I've gone to Mexico with my family. I tried it. I tested it. I stayed in a suite. Me, my wife, and my daughters went. It was on a Father's Day weekend, and we went. And I'll tell you right now, we tested it out. Have you tested out your own product? You should go on a getaway. You know what the great thing is? And I look at my friend, like, if Carrie and Gigi said, we're going to go on a getaway together, you know what's great? Just because you're on vacation doesn't mean you have to be on vacation. You can work while you're on vacation. That's what we do. You can literally call people from your resort and go, hey, can you get on video? Let me show you where I'm at. And now you're showing people on video where you are and going, guess how much this cost me? And they're going to go, how much? And you're going to go 5,000 euros. And they're going to go, oh my God, I can't believe you spent that. That's beautiful. 5,000 euros. Wow. And then you go, just kidding. It didn't cost 5,000 euros. I got started with my business. This is what they gave me as a gift. What? What business? That's what I've been waiting to talk to you about. My company gave this beautiful gift to me. This is where I'm at. Look at the bedroom. Oh my God, you got to see this. And you could sit for 7 nights doing that with every single person you know, saying my company gave a gift. And they're going to go, I wish I had a gift. Listen, we're looking to increase our community. Can I ask you a question? Because I got to make sure you're qualified. Do you like to have fun? Do you want to make money? Would you actually enjoy traveling, or do you want to stay at home for the rest of your life? Those are the 3 questions. If you qualify, I can show you the company that gave me this gift, and you can get this gift too. Why do I do the joke of it costs $5,000? I want to add value to where I'm at and get them to go, oh, wow, you spent $5,000? Wow, that place is beautiful. I wish I had $5,000 to spend. Just kidding. My company gave this to me as a gift. Oh, what? How? That's the question. Some of you are forgetting. We travel for a living. Like, this is what we do. Some of you haven't moved from your house and you're in Viago. What if you went on a vacation? What if you did this? Now I'm telling all of you something. You need to be in Dubai. You need to be at the Escape, if it's still available. I think it might have been sold out. I'll look into it. But if it's still up, let me just check while we're talking. Might as well check. ViagoEvents.com. Okay. ViagoEvents.com. Oh, it's there. Let me go here. Let me show you this. ViagoEvents.com. So Playbook Dubai Escape from the 3rd to the 7th. I just want you guys to understand. This escape is going to be amazing. I'm going to show you something. We're going to this place called Global Village. Oh, whoops. We're going to Global Village, Dubai. Look at this. This place is one of my favorite places. I don't know if you guys are into rides. I don't know if you guys are rides people, but there's this one right here. I took my daughters on this one. It goes all the way up. If you guys can kind of imagine how tall that is, this thing right here. This thing takes you all the way up here. It's unbelievable. My youngest daughter cried. She did. And then it drops down. Like, it's awesome. And then after she cried, she was crying all the way up. And then, because it's the fear of the unknown, I was holding her hand. And then when it dropped, and then when we finally got back down, some of you guys are like, that's cruel. No, we asked her if she wanted to get off, and she was like, no, but then she cried because she was naturally scared of the unknown. And then after it was done, she was like, can we go again? But this place is absolutely amazing. This is going to be, I can't wait to see all of your faces. Look at, this is Global Village. I don't know if you're really good at seeing how, like, if you can tell how massive this is. Like, I don't know if we're going to all be able to stick together, but we might have to break up into like pods of 4, 5, 10, because everybody's going to want to explore something different. Some people are going to want to explore different parts of the world, but this is going to be one of my favorite escapes. Now, back to this. The welcome reception is going to be at the Queen Elizabeth boat, like, which is going to be amazing. Then on Friday, we're having Fun Friday. So listen, for those of you that aren't coming to the escape, even if you are coming to the escape, that's only until Saturday morning. Saturday and Sunday is the training. So you got to book your hotel sleeping room night here at the Millennium Hotel. And what we did is we got a price that you'll never be able to get. Never. Right now, if you go on any booking engine, it's already $70 more than what we have. This is going to sell out. Then this is the event ticket, which is what you want to make sure that you get. Here's what I'm going to tell all of you. It's funny, before we started this, and I'm going to wrap up, is Sherry, you were asking me, and it was me, you, and Kay talking. And you were saying, Muzaffar, how much money did you make in network marketing your first year? And when I started my first company, the cost of joining was $5,000 to join my first company. And then I had to pay tax and shipping. So I had to pay $5,750. And because I did that, I didn't have money to get trained. I was broke. And I tried to build the business without training. I spent so much money to join that for my first 2 years, I went to minimal to zero trainings because I couldn't afford it. But I was at the office every day working. And I made very little to no money. And some of you don't know what that means. I made $1,000 my first year. Some of you have already made more money than that in your first month or 2 months or 3 months in Viago. My first year working morning until night, I made nothing, like 1,000. My second year, I made 12,000. And then I started getting trained, and then it jumped to 45,000, and then well over 100,000 in my fourth year. And everybody goes, if you could do it over again, I would invest in training. That's where I would invest. I would sell things. I would pawn things. I would borrow. I would have, knowing what I know now, that it's real, I would do everything in my power to make sure that I'm at every training I could possibly be at. Starting with Zooms, I would be on every single one. But I'm telling you, for all of you in Africa, Europe, Asia, and even in the USA, I would get to Dubai. I would make it mandatory because that's me. That's how I build my business, is from training to training to training to training to training. And it's the glue of this business. And to wrap this up is the lady that taught me that, Sherry. She's built some of the most powerful organizations, the most strongest, the most duplicated organizations I've ever seen. Sherry invested in people more than anyone I've ever met. And Sherry, I'd love for you to help wrap up this Zoom today. And I'm excited that everyone got to join.
Oh, I'm so excited. And I feel like everyone got not just gold nuggets, but they got a mind of gold. You know, there's a difference between picking up a couple golden nuggets here and there. But what if you had a mind that you can go in and get gold anytime that you want? And I'm still letting people in. That's a good sign. And, you know, when people get bumped off and they come back and all of this, but, you know, for all of you that are on here, I just want to, you know, like Muzaffar talked about his first year. One of the reasons I can tell you right now, the reason why I was so successful my first year is we created the training company. My whole thing, because I'm a teacher, I knew that if we could teach people how to do this, they'd have quicker success. And, you know, at that time, I didn't know Muzaffar, but when he started getting trained. He was the first one in the room and the last one to leave. And he was taking notes on everything, even to the point that he would take notes of the speaker that was on stage and how they were dressed, how they walked, they talked. He studied this industry, and that is why he's so phenomenal at it. And for all of you that are on here and you're going, well, you know, I can't just earn $1,000 my first year. You know, he was young, he was 21. You know, some of you've got families. You have to still keep doing what you're doing until you're making equal or better money with Viago. But we have people like Rika, who is in United States. I mean, she's a full-time realtor, but she does Viago with a full-time attitude. She doesn't miss any of the calls. She's always on. She's always getting new people on the calls. And that is the way you're going to make or break this business. You got to take it seriously. This is something that can not only change your life, but it can change your legacy. I mean, my distributorship here that I have in Viago is willed to my family. If something ever happened to me in a normal job, you're cut off. You're not going to get any more money. But here, you could still be making residual income year after year after year for your family. And that's something that when you're here and you're looking at this, and maybe you've done this before, you know how amazing Viago is, and maybe you've never done it before, and you don't know how amazing Viago is. We're going to teach you, just like this call that just happened. Imagine next week, same time, same channel, we are going to be doing another call, and it's going to be on how to handle objections. I have to give credit to Lillian out in the Singapore, because she actually said, she calls it misconceptions. And it's such a prettier word coming from, you know, her. But instead of objections in this industry, because we're all going to get them. That's why all these years of being in this industry, it doesn't bother me when somebody calls it a pyramid, or if they say that it doesn't work or anything like that, because I know it's not a pyramid, and I know for a fact it does work. You just need to stick around, get trained, learn this business. I can't wait to see you in Dubai. This will be my 4th time going to Dubai, and I'm more excited about this time, Dubai, than any other time, because for one, I've never been to some of the places that Muzaffar was talking about. And every time I went before Viago, it would cost me between $8,000 and $10,000 to go. Hotels were $1,000 a night. So when somebody says it's too expensive to do both, the training and the escape, I just look at myself, my overhead with my franchise that my husband and I did before we got involved in Viago, it's almost $30,000 a month. That's our overhead. And when you look at that, that is how business-minded people think. They know they're going to have to invest more in the beginning to get payout in the end. And that's why I want each and every one of you to start thinking like a business owner. Viago is your business. Take pride of it. Don't call it's they or them or whatever. It's ours. Own it. When you start owning it and you start believing in it, you'll have results. I mean, I'm so blown away by what Helen and her team have done in the last couple months. They've set the pace. They've got me going. I'm so excited about what's going to be happening in the future, because they're leading the way. And for all of you, please understand one thing. It's all mindset. If you think you can't, you can't. If you know for a fact that there's still availability to get you to Dubai, and you make it happen now, you come up and tell me in Dubai. You know that call that you and Muzaffar did? You made me get excited about this, and I had to be there. I would rather see people that struggle to get there than people that can just throw a credit card down and it's no big deal. Because it's all of us who struggled in the beginning to learn how to do this business that are still here. And that is why I have people in my team that have been with me for over 30 years. And when you look at that loyalty and that commitment, comes from driving it hard in the beginning. So Muzaffar, thank you so much. And I appreciate you so much. And for all of you that know people in North America and Asia and all of that, we're doing this exact same call. I'll post it in the thread for all of you to be able to get off the phone and call people, get them signed up and get them on this call to learn all about what we're teaching. So with that, I'm going to turn it back to you, Muzaffar. Thank you.
Thank you. And listen, with the value of what we showed you, all of you should be able to get 6. So you'll never paying for a membership ever again. And that's the beauty of this. The beauty of this was to show you the value so you can build your business, get to Club 6 and grow this. That's the purpose, to help you present, to help you sort. Have a great rest of your day, a great rest of your evening. And like Sherry said, in about 5 or 6 hours, whatever the time is, we're going to be doing the one for North America and Asia. So with that being said, have a great night, everyone. Much love and God bless.